Tori Brazier reviews the fifth episode of Lucifer Season 3. As the title would suggest, this week's fifth episode of Lucifer's third season sees the return of the human previously playing host to Lucifer's Tom Ellis' demonic literally mother, Charlotte Richards Tricia Helfer. After causing all sorts of trouble and strife last season for most of the LAPD and Lucifer's gang, before being sent back to hell by her son, we now discover what effect this has had on human Charlotte's life, left with a big ol' blank when it comes to the last few months. We encounter her back beavering away as a lawyer on her wealthy client's behalf, and this week's business is all about pudding. Welcome back. Charlotte Richards has a nice breezy if macabre tone, much like perennial favorite forensic worker Ella Amy Garcia, when it comes to investigating the death of a food scientist found scalded and drowned in a vat of his own recipe. With motives abound as an upcoming merger is uncovered, and more than one client in the mix, Charlotte starts to worry over both her mortality and morality. Lucifer, meanwhile, is keen on absolutely making sure SHES no longer hosting his mother, as well as being much more focused on the LAPD side of things, so unfortunately no room for Amina Deal and Maze. This episode goes back to basics by bringing Lucifer and Chloe's Lauren German working relationship front and center. Yes, Lucifer is mainly a distraction, but his knack for getting people to reveal their deepest, darkest desires, and his own desire to atone for leaving Chloe alone at last week's investigation, where she was shot at, both prove highly useful. Lucifer's soul-searching this time revolves around the idea of accountability. He also feels guilty for Charlotte Richards' situation, amnesia, lost custody of, and visitation with, her kids, purpose of life crisis, etc. despite it being his mother's havoc wreaked. Dan Espinosa Kevin Alejandro is allowed to shine in a couple of more serious scenes with Charlotte back in the picture, as he tries to figure out what happened to their ill-defined but heartfelt on his part relationship of last season. As Ella says, HES a big softie, and it's this empathy which keeps him more rounded as a character, although of course HES the one that's a pudding fangirl. He and Ella are also developing a warm friendship, which sees her chastise Charlotte for messing him around. The morality continues into the denouement of the episode as Charlotte tries to right the wrongs of her shady clients, and it transpires that the victim dying anyway committed suicide to expose the poisonous flaw in his otherwise hugely successful formula. Lucifer, having forged a genuine bond with the real Charlotte, now looks to maybe be making amends with for her on his mother's behalf, not that Charlotte's aware of any link. The only small fly in this rather noble episode's ointment is a quite staid but cutesy swear jar storyline with Trixie Scarlett Estevez seemingly just serving the purpose of allowing Lucifer to encourage her rebellious side with some imaginative loopholes, and reminding viewers of Chloe's daughter's existence. Tori Brazier.